Hi, friends. I recently started a playlist really focused on thinking about how our whistles play outside, and I've got the Shush Pro with me, a very quiet whistle that you would imagine would be impacted by playing outside. And, we're thinking through the different factors that impact one, how you can hear a whistle, uh, neighbor's attic fans going, our air conditioning was on a minute ago, and a train passed not too far away just a couple minutes ago. And if we're sitting here and there's a crowd and everybody's talking, you're not going to hear a Shush Pro. You need a louder whistle. Well, that's easy. Anybody can figure that out, right? See, the issue is, how was our whistle impacted by the wind? And I brought this up. I was sitting over in that little corner over there, and I played a few whistles just outside. And I've been waiting for good, strong winds, and we normally have had them by now, and we haven't had many. So special thanks to the community. You folks have one friend went out on the moors and played in the wind, and another friend lives in the upper northwest and went outside near the coast and played. Another friend sat in front of a fan, and other friends just went out in the wind, and other friends tried different things, and other friends have experience. So community's so important for us because we're gaining wisdom and knowledge from each other without having to pay the price of trying stuff. So friends, thank you so much. And what I want to do in this video is to consolidate some of that knowledge that we've received from our friends. So just a special thank you to all the friends who contributed. I appreciate it so much. You have helped the community at large understand better. Now, like I said, I've got the Shush Pro. I brought it out because we had some rain come through. We got more rain on the way. I wanted to be outside in between the rain. I think I'll accomplish that. The sun actually just came out. So the Shush Pro, reasonably quiet whistle. And there's a breeze blowing right now. I'm going to lean into it. It's maybe, I looked earlier, it's probably like supposed to be around 5 to 8 miles an hour. There will be some gusts, but I haven't had one since I've been sitting out here. Anyway, and you'll notice that the Shush Pro was not impacted at all by that. See, the way the whistle works is you're blowing in, and if something, this is the tone hole, if something happens to that tone hole, you completely lose the tone. Now, if the wind is blowing stronger than the air's coming out, that will be the same as what I just did with my finger. A strong wind will close that tone hole and you won't get anything out of the whistle. That's pretty funny. Anyway, now, one friend noted, because one of the questions was, what if I take the head of my whistle and turn it around? And the Shush Pro's not tunable, so I can't do that. But what if I turned the head around and I played upside down? What would happen then? Is it just the tone hole, or is it the note holes as well where I put my fingers? And what this one friend did, who went out in a good breeze and a good wind that would have impacted the tone hole, this friend went out and did that and found that the finger holes are equally impacted by the wind because the air has to come out of them in order for the tone to be made. It's just like putting your fingers over all the note holes at once and then even stopping the wind from coming out at the end. So nothing's going to happen. So a reasonably strong wind, reasonably strong breeze, let me say that, will stop a whistle like this one, this quiet whistle, from playing at all because of the tone hole and the note holes, the finger holes. So That's one thing one of our friends learned. So another friend said, if you really want to experiment with this and it's not been breezy, then find a fan, turn it on high, and sit close to it and try and play your whistle. I did that with the Shush Pro. Nothing came out. And then this friend also said, if you want to see what a swirling wind is like, get one of those oscillating fans. And I did that with the Shush Pro, and I'd be playing, and then the fan had come around, and my whistle just, the wind just stopped it. And then the fan had started leaving, and I'm playing again. It was pretty funny. So if you want to try that, because you've not had a lot of wind, then try that out. Remember, though, a light to moderate breeze is not really going to bother you. It has to be something that's a little stronger. Now, we also have a number of friends who say they regularly play outside. And they say that a lot of times there's just a breeze blowing. So turn away from the wind and you'll be able to play. That should not be a problem. Now, the problem really happens when the wind's in one of those swirling, changing directions all the time. If you're outside, like I am right now, and let's say there's a strong wind coming from my back, I could play even my Shush Pro easily, as our friend said, because my body is protecting the whistle from the wind. So that's a good thing to know. And another good recommendation is if you're outside, there's often somewhere that is shielded from the wind. So you see the fence around my yard. At the back, a former owner put that in. I could go and stand near the fence or in a corner, and I could play to my heart's content, no matter how windy it is, because it's a sheltered spot. My porch, I find it's very rare, the front porch of the house, it's very rare that the wind gets really swirling in there. I could sit outside on the porch and play, even if the wind is blowing a lot further outside. So, pay attention to that. Now, some other friends pointed out, and I really appreciate this as well, that different whistles react differently depending upon the wind. My Shush Pro and the Shush itself will be one of the most prone to being impacted by a stiff breeze. If I've got a session whistle or a big bore and I'm outside playing, excuse me, it's because I'm blowing so much harder, it's going to take a little bit more than, it's going to take a stronger breeze than it will to shush the shush. Ha! Silly phrase. So pay attention to your different whistles. So this one friend even said, if you're going out to play, you might want to, and it's going to be a windy day, you might want to have a couple of different whistles with you just in case. Find a sheltered spot, turn your back to the wind, or pull out a different, well, here's a good breeze. Okay, the good breeze I'm just getting right now, not strong enough to really strongly wave the trees in the background, but it was like a gust coming in between the houses. In the lower notes, so I have to blow softer, it was impacted. In the higher notes, it was not. That was interesting. Anyway, so find a sheltered place. Let's see. I think I may have covered all the points our friends have shared with us. Let me look back through that. If you want to try it out for yourself and it's not windy, try a fan. Light to moderate wind may not be a problem. Turning the head of the whistle. If the wind's blowing strong enough to hurt the head of the whistle, it's blowing strong enough to impact the finger holes. So flipping the head around is not really going to help. You could If it's a straight breeze, just turn your back to the wind and that will help. Or find a sheltered spot where the wind is not really being impacted. It might be a shelter, it might be among some trees, an overhang, a corner, like at my fence. Alternately, remember that not every whistle is impacted in the same way. So take some different whistles with you. I think I covered all the things. Our friend said, man, I so appreciate all the friends who've shared their wisdom and insight from their own experience. I'm going to continue experimenting. As soon, I mean, it's early October. The winds are supposed to be picking up here. And I may need to get in the car and drive to the wind because it should be pretty close. As soon as the winds are picking up more, I'm going to do more experimenting with playing outside. I'm going to get some quieter whistles, some low whistles, some louder whistles. We'll do a lot of comparisons because I really want us to understand this better, and I want to understand it better. So thank you, friends, for your input, your comments. Anything else you want to share, shoot them in the notes, in the comments to this video. That'll be really helpful. So I think that's it for now, my friends. Until next time, this is Scott Shade. Happy whistling.